You're looking to make a YouTube channel, or you've already started one and you're wondering how much you're gonna get paid when you finally get monetized. Or you're simply just curious.
So it's been a month now since we've been monetized on YouTube. And in this video, we're gonna cover just how much we've made since we've been monetized and share a few tips for you along the way.
You're going to need 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 hours of watch time in the last 365 days. Or instead of the 4,000 watch hours, you're gonna need 10 million valid views on YouTube Shorts in the last 90 days. Advertisers pay YouTube to place ads on videos. YouTube will do this on pretty much almost all videos, whether you're monetized or not. That is how they make money. Once you meet the requirements and get accepted into the YouTube Partner Program, that's when you start to get a cut of this ad revenue. So real quick, before we get started, there's a couple of metrics you're gonna have to keep in mind when we talk about monetization. The first one is CPM, or stands for cost per mille, which in French means 1,000. So basically, what advertisers are willing to pay YouTube per 1,000 views on a video.
The second metric is RPM, which stands for revenue per mille. This is about how much money that you're making after YouTube takes its cut, which is about 45%. So you're making about 55% of what the CPM is. How can you get an idea of what advertisers are going to pay for your channel? This is where topic and niche come into play.
So what your channel and your videos are about is going to determine what advertisers are going to pay YouTube for ad space on your videos. And in turn, what YouTube is going to pay you for putting those ads on your videos. This is how it goes. The more disposable income your audience, your viewers have, the more advertisers are willing to pay for their ads on your videos. This translates to people from first world countries with high disposable incomes and that are generally older and more well-off, more likely to spend money. As an example, an American male in their mid-30s to 50s has a higher chance of already being in the middle of his career with a mortgage, a car, and probably earning fairly well. They are thinking about their future and earning more money through investing and other means. Because they also make more money, they also have more disposable income. That means they can afford to buy more products. So if we compare two types of channels, a finance channel and a gaming channel on YouTube. A finance channel might have a CPM of $30, where a channel about gaming is probably going to have a CPM of around roughly $3. And again, these are just rough estimates as CPM changes all the time and changes throughout the seasons of the year. The gaming channel is going to need 10 times as many views in order to make the same amount of money that a finance channel would be making.
Because a gaming channel tends to have a younger audience. So that means that the advertisers are not going to be willing to pay as much because the younger audience doesn't have as much money to spend.
So here we are on the dashboard. And on the dashboard, you're going to see your latest video performance, channel analytics, your top videos, your recently published videos, recent subscribers, some other useful information, but let's go to the analytics page. So in the channel analytics tab, you can change your time frame. So we're going to go to the lifetime of the channel. You can see when we started actually producing content and when we did kind of a test run. So our first video, you can see September 10th is when it came out. We did a little preview of a video we were doing. And on this tab, you can see your total amount of views. So we have 148,000 views. You can see your watch time hours. So right now we're at about 10.9 thousand, so almost 11,000 watch hours. And we're at about 1.4 thousand subscribers. So 1,424, which you can see live right here. And which we'll unblock later, your estimated revenue for the total amount of time your channel's been out. Let's zoom in a little bit more so we can do custom. And so we'll do from when we started the channel. All right, so we just set our date, so now we can see some more exact data. This is the start of when we did our trip, and this is when we started doing YouTube full time. Much like other channels, first starts out not a lot of views. They start to kind of trickle in. Boom, you got a spike right here in October. And this was nice. This came unexpectedly. This was a video that was very hard to do because it was our first travel video. We got views and it just kept increasing and bringing in some more views, but then it kind of died off. By early February is when we start to see some results again. All right, so now let's zoom in to the timeline. We'll do last 90 days. Starts January 9th all the way up until today, April 8th. So now you can see this is when our videos started to kind of take off, and there were our Japan content, right? So Japan, hidden gems, Tokyo, and then we get to here where the spikes start to come up again. We just made a lot of cool footage here and people were really enjoying it, and we had figured out our pacing and everything was going great. And so it keeps going, kind of hits like a peak of about 7,000 views a day, and starts going back down, a pretty decent pace. And so this took us over the edge. This brought us the 700 subscribers we were missing at this point. And it was awesome. Watch hours came in shortly after, and so we got approved on March 4th, just shy of 6 months. So now we're gonna move over into the revenue tab, and we're gonna show you guys the results. I'm gonna start March 4th. This was the day we got approved, the day our views started counting. As you can see, March 4th, our first day being monetized, $6.68. Next day, and this was the highest one up to this point, $16.63, $9.28, then $9.16, $11.55, $9.13, more $9 days. And this is giving you an idea of what we were making. So we keep going, it kind of starts to dwindle down as our momentum slowed down. And some more videos we did that just didn't do as well as we'd hoped. Japan kind of knocked it out of the park for us, and we really enjoyed making that content. And now we're in a different country. So for travel channels, that's a bit of a hurdle, is that sometimes you will make really cool content for all these countries, but certain countries do better than others because people are more curious or excited about those countries than others. So anyways, they go down, they start going down. So here we have our full month report, $240.05. We were ecstatic that our first month we were gonna get paid out. And the fact that this is passive, right? At this point, we have about 20 something videos. These are videos that are done. We put in the effort, they're out there. If we go down further in the tab, you can see the months. It starts breaking down for you. March, $220.26. But again, this wasn't the full month because we started March 4th. And in April, which is currently going, $32.92. And here is our revenue for every 1,000 views, your RPM, $4.76. Now you go down further and you can see your CPM, $13.60. So as a travel channel, we're kind of in the middle. Gaming is really low, like $1 to $3, finance $30 to $50. Like it gets kind of crazy how much people are willing to pay when it comes to money. So we're kind of in the middle. And you might think like, oh, now I'm kind of like, I'm just stuck here, right? Like I picked my topic and this is all I'm gonna make, but that's not true. We're gonna go to advanced mode. So in the advanced tab is usually where you can see a lot more information. You can really dive in and use these analytics to help you create better content and content that's gonna make you more money. So instead of views over here, we're going to change it to another metric. And we're going to go to CPM. And the really cool thing is, again, you can customize the dates. So let's just say last 90 days, because that covers when we started to get monetized. And you'll see that's when the spikes start to happen. Each of these are different colored videos. And each of these pay differently. So that's the cool thing about YouTube is it's not just your channel topic, it's what your video is about. YouTube is owned by Google, and so they're picking up on the words you're saying, they're picking up on your tags, they're your titles. And one thing to keep in mind is your data is always processing. So it's always like 2 to 4 days behind. But as we go down, we're looking at CPM. These are all our videos that have been making us some money currently. If they're short, they get paid out differently, not very much, so we don't do many shorts. Our most paid video, $6.72. Kyoto, $6.13. So our travel Japan content, about $6, $6.50, kind of average around there. So we keep going. Seoul, Japan, Bali, nothing really sticks out too much. What's kind of cool is we did a review of a product, right? The backpacks that we've been using are in our whole journey. And that made more, $8.60. That also lets us do affiliate links. So keep that in mind. Keeps going, keeps going. Australia, even though our videos did not do so well because people aren't looking up Australia as much on YouTube, $12.72. That's pretty awesome, but check this out. We have one where the CPM is $35.50. Now, lo and behold, this was our first video we ever did that was kind of like a test run on YouTube, is how much money we make from our 8 rental properties. This is real estate focused. Look how much this is paying out versus all the other videos. $35.50 is what advertisers are paying to put ads on this video. Even though it's old and doesn't really get a lot of views, it's Kind of cool to see. And you just see it keeps fluctuating and changing depending on what you're talking about. Here's another one, how to save money on a low income, house hacking. Another real estate video, and it's about money. $12.75. How to avoid evictions, $10. Just because you're in a certain niche and your channel's about a certain thing, there's still lots of topics within that niche that can change the amount of money you're gonna make. And that's what's kind of cool, right? So then we're gonna look at something else. Your audience also determines what people are going to pay. Looking at geographies, in the last 90 days, which is the bulk of when our subscribers came, is United States. That's the top one. Then we have Australia, Singapore, Philippines, Canada, and it goes on and on. But depending on where your audience is from is going to determine how much you get paid as well. And that's a really important factor. That's why you'll see people from different countries where they're speaking English, even though they're in different countries, because they're trying to get an audience from the US. Let's look at age and gender now. About 70% of our audience is male, about 30% is female. Then we go down to age brackets. Not a lot of people 18 to 24 watching our content, and a lot of people 25 to 34 years old watching our content. That's about 35% of our viewers. And then 35 to 44, and then 45 to 54, and then not so much in the 55 to 64, 65 plus. Age makes a difference as well. The older, the more disposable income. That's what advertisers think, and that's probably mostly true statistically. And so that is what helps and what determines what your channel can make. All right, so now you're probably thinking, how can I tweak what I'm doing based off this data to make more money? See what advertisers are paying on our videos and understand what our videos are about and why they're making a certain amount of money. This doesn't mean stop making content you enjoy or what your channel is really about, but you can tweak it. Let's say as an example, our highest CPM on a video is $35.50, and it's about real estate and money. And the goal of this channel is to show other people how to do what we do and share that knowledge, since we are able to travel because of real estate. Our next video could be about how we travel thanks to our real estate portfolio. So we'll still be within our topic and our niche, and we're still sharing information and providing education, which is what we want to do as well, besides doing travel guides and like showing really cool things that we do and what other countries have to offer. And that should bring up our CPM for that specific video. And then of course you can see if your audience likes it, whether they don't like it, and you can go from there.
So is this enough to live off of? Not yet, but the goal is to grow it into something that we can enjoy. YouTube is a long game, much like other businesses. So you have to be consistent and working on constantly trying to improve your content if you want to grow and be successful. And you always have to be looking at your analytics and what your viewers want.
The point of this video is to teach and inspire other small YouTubers or people looking to start their own YouTube channel. We've always appreciated these kinds of fully transparent and informative videos. And this is our way of giving back to that community and sharing from our experience. If you're interested in seeing more transparent videos like this, or you have a specific question, or you just want to know more about our YouTube journey or how to run a travel channel, please leave us a comment down below and we'll get right to it and possibly make a video about it for you.
Want to see our first video that kicked off our world travels? Check it out here.